Welcome back. This is part 2 of the Call for Collaborations presentation. The purpose of this section of the PowerPoint is to describe more fully the most pertinent aspects of the proposal. We will spend some time discussing the purpose of the awards, giving you sample categories of areas of interest, and in this section, by reinforcing those aspects of your proposal that you really want to pay close attention to. Again, the purpose of these planning awards is really to support teams. We really want to emphasize the notion of teams. We're looking for collaborations that are diverse, that are multidisciplinary, that have widespread representation of researchers, clinicians, practitioners, service providers, administrators, you name it. And we are most interested in these two core areas here, mental health and education. And again, as you saw in the previous portion of this presentation, the emphasis around mental health and education emanated from our advisory board's process of reviewing local needs assessments and documents to determine the most pressing social service issues in Southern Nevada. We have 3 main objectives for these planning awards. First, we would like to see the awardees conduct an analysis of their chosen topic. So whatever that topic may be as it falls under the mental health or education area. The analysis does not necessarily have to be primary data collection. If you have pilot data already available to you, or if you have access to an existing data set and you want to do a secondary analysis of it, that would be fine as well. But one of the objectives is to position these awards to be successful for the acquisition of federal funding or foundation funding once the planning period is over. With that said, it's critical that we begin to identify the data that's going to be required to make these applications successful when we help you to seek external funding at the end of your 2-year support period. With that said, we want you to be able to early on identify data that will be necessary for you to establish the prevalence of the problem, the condition, the magnitude, the effect that it's having in Southern Nevada. The second objective is to really combine effort and align various resources. We're looking for multi-partnerships. It could be nonprofits, community organizations, private groups, but the point is to really consolidate our efforts and join on as partners to address mental health or education issues. Finally, we want to use the planning period to develop a strategy to leverage additional research or service funding once the planning period is over. Again, a critical objective of these planning awards is at the end of the 2-year period of support from Lincy to position your team to successfully compete for larger external awards that can be brought back into Clark County to build capacity with respect to mental health and education services. These next few slides, I'm not going to go in any great detail. The point here is just to provide you with some ideas of topics or areas that you might want to pursue. By no means is this an exhaustive list here. Again, it's just to give you a feel for what we're looking for with respect to the mental health category. One thing that is important to note is that the awards have been structured in such a way to support teams that have initiatives that will tackle some of the most ingrained social service problems that we see in the Valley. For example, poverty is a big focus for us at the Lincy Institute. And we're looking for proposals that address poverty and the relationship that it has to mental health outcomes. Likewise, the disproportionate representation of minority populations within mental health conditions is another area of focus within the mental health category. The next couple slides, again, just give you ideas of target populations that may be a focus or of interest for you. I'll kind of go through these quickly here. You can see these. Again, they're also available in the Call for Collaborations document. And what you'll begin to notice with these categories here is that we're interested in receiving proposals that focus on both micro and macro issues. Some teams might propose interventions that are direct service level type of interventions, providing services for various populations, where other teams might want to tackle the mental health issues more broadly by looking at macro issues such as policy issues or issues as it relates to the Affordable Care Act and how those different insurance plans will be implemented in the Valley. So it's really up to your team, but we are interested in receiving proposals relevant to both micro and macro issues. Moving on to education, our second area. And I should say, too, that we intend to make awards in both the education and the mental health category. But it's not to suggest that you can't have a proposal that has elements of both. So certainly, as your context, education could be a concern, but you could propose an initiative that addresses the mental health needs of children in school settings, for example. So I say that to say that there can be an integrated proposal that is certainly acceptable if that is the direction that your team is leaning towards. But back to the education category, similar to the mental health category, we have just sample topics that may be of interest. Again, you'll see the poverty theme repeat. We are particularly interested in proposals that address the impact of poverty on successful completion of high school, or the impact of poverty on students' academic performance. Here are some sample categories of topics you might want to pursue: disproportionate representation of minority children in high school dropout conditions. Some of the other categories of interest: immigrant populations, English language learners, and the list goes on. And again, the intent here is just to provide you with an overall flavor for where you might go with these proposals.